Let me tell you a peculiar tale that's been haunting my thoughts lately. You know, there are two types of people in this world. Those who grow their gardens and those who steal from others. But this story takes that concept to a whole new level of disturbing. I had a neighbor, Mrs. Peterson, who spent years cultivating the most beautiful garden you'd ever seen. Every flower, every herb, every vegetable was tenderly cared for, nurtured from seed to bloom. The whole neighborhood admired her dedication. That is, until the new neighbor moved in next door. At first, everything seemed normal, but then strange things started happening. Mrs. Peterson's prized roses began disappearing one by one. Not dug up, mind you, just vanishing. The weird part? Every time a flower disappeared, our new neighbor would develop a new skill at it. Suddenly knew French, could play the piano like a virtuoso, started painting masterpieces. One night I couldn't sleep and looked out my window. What I saw, I still can't explain it. The new neighbor was in Mrs. Peterson's garden, but they weren't stealing flowers. They were standing over Mrs. Peterson herself, who lay motionless among her beloved plants. And something was being extracted from her head like wisps of silver smoke. The next day, Mrs. Peterson couldn't remember her own name. Her garden, once vibrant and alive, withered completely. And our neighbor? They became a renowned expert in gardening overnight, starting their own garden that looked exactly like Mrs. Peterson's used to. Some say it's easier to steal than to grow, to take shortcuts instead of putting in the work. But remember this: those who steal more than just physical things, who steal knowledge, memories, the essence of others, they might end up growing something far more sinister than any garden. Something that feeds on others' minds, spreading like a parasitic vine through the neighborhood. I moved away shortly after, but sometimes when I'm tending to my own small garden, I wonder about that neighbor, and how many other gardens and minds they've claimed since then. So take my advice, grow your own garden, learn your own skills, because those who steal, they might just be cultivating something monstrous.